and welcome back to the Stay to Nature podcast.
Today we will be talking to Pallavi Pande, the founder of DTOCS plates.
DTOCS plates make reusable and one-time use plates and bowls out of palm leaves.
So our first question is, why did you start a company that makes plates and stuff out of palm leaves?
Thank you, Joe. First of all, I'm very delighted to be here with you guys. This is my morning from the United States and your afternoon, I believe, from the UK. So good morning and good afternoon to all your listeners. I am Pallavi Pande, like you guys mentioned. I'm a mompreneur based in Portland, Oregon. I'm the proud owner and founder of DTOCS, and I make compostable plates and bowls from palm leaves from the farm to the table very elegantly. I am a mom of 2 young daughters. They are my brand ambassadors. They are my models. They are my content creators, and I pay them in hugs and kisses. And I started DTOCS 2 years ago with 3 things in mind, which was sustainability, community, and usability. So DTOCS is a hallmark of greener lifestyle. It's elegant, it's sturdy, and it's affordable solution to a plastic-free world. And going to your question now, how or why I started this company. So like you can see, I grew up in India and my family lives in a very small town in the Himalayan mountains in India, way up north near Mount Everest. And nature has always been a very big part of our heritage. And I remember when I was a child, we used to visit the southern part of India where we used to eat on leaves. So that was a wonderful experience, being closer to nature, being simple. And that is what I was so nostalgic about, that when I came to the United States a decade ago, and when I had a family here, when I had my daughters here, I wanted them to experience this, what I did when I was a child. And also because of the natural resources that are present, I wanted to bring this concept to the Western world. And that was my reason to start DTOCS 2 years ago. And today, DTOCS tableware is made from naturally fallen leaves. They are chemical, plastic-free, compostable, 100% microwave safe. They're elegant, and they do come under single-use disposable categories, but I completely reuse them at home a number of times. We employ a majority of female workforce, and a part of all of our sales go towards the education of their children back in India, where the manufacturing unit is located. So we focus on the quality that makes our products a great fit, just not for every kitchen, but for every event. And you just have to feel the love that we put when we are trying to curate these products.
How did you think of the name DTOCS?
Sure. So let me ask that first to you. Let's say Joe or Trifan. What do you hear when I say the word detox? What comes to your mind? What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Joe?
I don't really know, to be honest. Just
okay,
could be anything.
Okay, so actually the word detox has a meaning in the dictionary. The word detox means cleansing. So you might have heard when people are detoxifying the inside of the body using smoothies, using a green diet, using some medicines. So detox is actual word in the English dictionary, and it means cleansing the inside of your body. So when the actual word means that, I was like, when people can do the inside of the body, why can I not motivate people to do that from the outside? Why do we have to worry about what we're putting in our bodies first, versus when we can first take care of where we are putting our food on, the plates and bowls, because these don't have chemicals, they don't have any coatings, they are toxin free. So that is where the word detox came from, that I just inspire everybody to start the detoxification from the outside, especially after I became a mom. I was like, it's anyway too much what my kids are eating. And then second, if I have to worry about what they're putting the food on, example, melamine, or for example, plastics, and they're reheating it in the microwave, that's really going to make it unhealthy. And I wanted everybody to not just be kinder to their own health, but also to the environment. And hence the word detox, which means cleansing, starting it from your own self. And I say started from the outside, started right now, why not? So the purpose of my eco and sustainable products is to beat the single-use plastics and paper disposables that are harmful to the environment, to your health.
So how do you sort of make your product? What's it sort of,
That's a great question. So a lot of people wonder if these are the palm trees that you actually would find on a beach. What do you think? Leo? What do you think? Would these be the same palm trees? That-
I don't think so. I mean,
You are correct. You are correct. These are not the palm trees that you would find on the beach, like a regular beach. So these are different variety of palm trees. These are called areca nut palm trees. And this is like a cottage industry back in India. And there are like these farms that are grown with these palm trees for this purpose of making these tableware. So these are specially designed to make sure that we're not depleting the natural resources, which means we don't cut them, we don't touch the trees, we don't do anything too harmful to the trees so that they stop growing or they become extinct. So we don't do that. That's what the word depletion means. So these palm trees are nurtured in a loving way, and they are very ethically sourced, which means there are no pesticides or chemicals used. And when it's time, which means when the leaves are falling naturally, when the leaves dry and they fall, we pick them up right after they fall on the ground. And then we clean them, and then we put them in a big machine, which is called molding. And we hot compress each leaf that we picked from the floor after cleaning. And we hot compress it with the heat. They get the desired shape or size. For example, if you want to turn the leaf into a round shape, or a square shape, or a rectangle shape, or an oval shape. So these are the 4 shapes that I deal with, my specialty. And I have 50 different kinds of shapes and sizes. So we hot compress them with the heat. They make into a particular shape. Once they're formed, we trim the edges, and then there's quality check that's done to make sure every piece is good. And then we trim the edges, we sanitize each plate under the UV rays to make sure they're sanitary and there's no dust or any particles on them. And then they're wrapped and they're ready to be sent anywhere around the world. And at DTOCS, we aim to offer the high quality, eco-friendly products that are sustainable, and additionally support the livelihood of the local farmers who actually work for me, who actually make these products. So we love giving back to the community back in DTOCS, and we employ a majority of the female workforce, as I told you, and we try to support their children. We try to make sure they have roof over their heads and food on their tables by providing them employment. And that's the way how we give back to the community. And the disposal of these tableware is very easy since they are 100% compostable. You can literally throw them in your backyard. So let's say if you live in New York City, or if you live in London, a very small apartment, and you don't have a lot of space, if you don't have a lot of backyard space, what do? You must have a indoor plant perhaps. So you can actually break the plate or the bowl and put it in the plant because it acts like a fertilizer. So it's a leaf. There's no chemicals in it. Or if you actually have a big house and if you have a backyard, you literally toss it in the backyard. All it needs is air, water, and sunlight, and it will actually break down and there'll be no trace of anything happening. So party hard and don't worry about the litter. Why? Because there's nothing that exists after partying, because it just completely decomposes on its own.
And if someone wanted to make something out of palm leaves, is there like a specific place in the world you have to get them, or like specific temperature or weather?
Yes. So if you have to find the farms, then you have to go to, so I know there are a couple of coastal regions that has to be near the coast. And I know a couple of countries are like Vietnam, Indonesia, Cambodia, India. These all countries are where you can actually find this variety of palm trees, areca palm trees, to make these tableware. And if your question is how to make these palm leaf tableware, yes, you need a certain temperature to mold them into shapes. Otherwise, if it's too much temperature, they're going to burn because they're leaves. So that's why we don't say put our products into the oven. No. That's a complete no, because they will catch fire. They're leaves. And that is the reason why they make an excellent fire starter during camping. Do you guys like camping?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
100%.
yeah, so do we. And every time we're camping, we take our products with us. We eat on it because, of course, there's no dishes, there's no dishwasher, you can't wash, and that's all that. So we take these, and when we want to start our own fire, we would actually put them in the fire pit because they are leaves, and leaves are great fire starters. So if you talk about when they're made, yes, they have to be made under a certain temperature on the machinery to give them a particular shape. Because if it's not a good amount of heat, it will not take the form or the shape, and they will come back to its original shape and curl and maybe go lopsided and not have the perfect shape. So,
And I know a few people who've tried to start a business. So, what is there any advice you would give to anyone trying to start a business?
yes, I mean, I would say business is something that gives you flexibility. It gives you a goal in life. It just shows that God didn't put you on this earth to just earn, pay bills, and get done with your life, but rather make history, make a legacy, be known for something that you want to do. And that's why people do their businesses. And the advice that I would have for people is that nobody told me when I was starting my business that apart from being a mom, a mompreneur, a maid, a chef, I do everything at home, right? A cleaner. I also have to work on the business part, which is 24/7. So there's no off button when you're running a business. The amount of workload is a lot. Sometimes it can get overwhelming, especially when you're the caretaker in the family. So I'll just say, learn how to, there is no work-life balance, but what people can do is they can simply learn how to blend work and life together and make it fun for themselves, like I do. We take our products everywhere. We love traveling. My daughters make content every day with their products by incorporating these products at home. So it's like I'm blending my work into my life. So work-life blend is the new trend. That's how I will say for all the business owners, that it's very hard to compartmentalize your business and your life. Sometimes you just have to make room for both at the same time. And one more thing would be that doing is powerful, and the first best time to start something or do something has gone. So don't regret it. Now is the second best time. If you have a small idea, if you have a big idea, no idea is bad enough. It's just you need to start and do something about it. So doing is powerful. So start doing something about your ideas.
Why is the planet so important to you?
Oh, well. If I didn't live on Earth, I can't imagine where I would go. So as human beings and dwellers of Mother Nature Earth, I really strongly feel that we have forgotten our responsibility to Earth. And by that, it means keeping it safe and keeping its environment protected from landfills, from waste, from recycle, from trash. And that is what really kills my heart, the exploitation of natural resources, cutting down trees, and then quality of life, to keep it sustainable. Like that's what our life is about, to live our lifestyles in a way where we can be happy and we can keep it sustainable. And that is the reason planet is so important to me, because I myself, I'm a mom, and I love to teach that to my daughters, to be kind, to respect the earth, and not to take natural resources for granted. Just because you have a tissue box doesn't mean you go through the tissue box in a week unless you need it. So that is what I'm talking about. Conserving what you have, working with what you have, not buying a lot, not buying extra, and not wasting at the end. And these are the rules that I live by and discipline that I live by at home. And I love to teach that to my daughters. And I feel proud that I've raised these eco-conscious children, and they give a damn. And they would be actually upfront to tell you that don't do this, put this in the recycle. So they're after me watching if I'm recycling correctly, or they would actually pick the stuff from the trash and put it in the recycle. So that's what really makes me proud at the end of the day, what I've done. And I'm proud of.
Okay, so is there anything else in the product?
So I will say no, there is nothing else in the product. It's purely palm leaves. And you'll be surprised that the leaves sometimes can be as wider as me or as taller as your mom and dad. Yeah, they can be like 6 feet tall. So this wide and that tall. So it's purely a leaf. And the best part to make these tableware are the centermost part of the leaves. Why? Because they're softer, they're sturdier, they don't have any sharp edges, and they are they're not like curled up or trimmed. So it's purely leaves. And my main two reasons why I use palm leaves is, first, because they are present in the nature. So I just want to use what's there in nature, the natural resources, without depleting them. And the second is because I create these for from the palm farms back in India. That's the way I teach my girls how to make an impact on the community back in India where I was born, by supporting their employment, by providing education to their children. So giving back to the community, that's what I'm trying to do.
And one last question. We always
Sure.
ask this to anyone who comes on. Who is your favorite environmental hero?
Ooh, favorite environmental hero. Sarah, I don't know her last name, but she's known as a revolutionary for trees back in here in California. And the redwood forests here in California. So these are forests or trees, and their trunks are as big as a car can go underneath its trunk. So if you make a hollow trunk of a tree, a whole car literally can fit through the trunk of those trees. So they call the redwood trees. And she actually started the revolution for don't cut these redwood trees. So she believed in saving these redwood forests. And for almost 2 years, 355 days or something, she actually lived on those trees here in California, just to show her passion and love for these trees. And she has a couple of books actually on Amazon. I don't know if you want to Google Sarah and then revolutionary for redwood trees in California. I think that should pull up her full name. I don't recall her last name, but I really like her. Why? Because she has passion for trees, and it's something doable. Her passion is something that's for saving the trees, and that's what I love. We don't touch the trees, we don't harm the trees, we're just using what's on the floor.
So thank you so much for coming on the podcast. And one last question. Where can people find your products?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. Thank you for bringing that up before I go, because I do want people to find us. So people can actually either Google us by our company name, which is DTOCS, and it's spelled differently from the actual word detox. I should have mentioned this earlier, sorry. So the actual word detox, remember I was talking about cleansing, and that spelling is actually different. That spelling is DETOX, which is for your information. But my company is called DTOCS, and it's spelled as DTOCS. So this is a different spelling, DTOCS. People can literally put DTOCS detox on Google and find everything about us. We are not only on Google My Business, but we also are on every social media, from Pinterest to TikTok to Instagram to Reels. You can find Detox everywhere. And apart from that, we have our website, and it's detox.com, again, spelled as DTOCS, detox.com. And we do ship worldwide. It's just, we provide free shipping inside the United States at the time being. We're getting ready to launch in Canada pretty soon, probably by the end of this year. And I do want to go international. Why? Because wherever there's food, there is a need for these products, right? So food is our common language that binds all of us together. And that is why I want to go international and show people that you don't have to worry about hosting. You don't have to worry about the dishes. You don't have to worry about cleaning. You don't have to worry about cross-contamination, especially in the COVID world, where you're trying to minimize meeting people, or when you're trying to be cautious in meeting people. So how better would it be when you can host at the same time with the ease of not having to clean, sanitize, or wash dishes after somebody's been in your home or around you. So that's why I want to go global, and soon people should be able to find us even more in a better way. But yes, we do offer worldwide shipping, but people just have to pay for the shipping charges at the time being.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast again. Very interesting website you've got there, and business. So thank you for coming. So
thank you very much, you three. I appreciate your time, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. This has been my first podcast with people at your age, and it's commendable to see how you guys are waking up and you're raising awareness. That is what is owing me right now, because I love what you guys are doing. So keep doing what you're doing, and thank you once again.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.